Yo, good day. It is an absolutely gorgeous Sunday afternoon out. Thought I'd take a walk in this beautiful spring weather. It is that time of year where we got nice, crisp, cool mornings and we got bright, sunny, warmer days. And I've been actually writing all morning, starting on my third book. And thought I'd finally take a break, go out and enjoy this beautiful blue sky and sun, and share some thoughts with you guys. I've been thinking a lot about a letter that I got this week from a dear friend. And a little while ago, I had the opportunity to share some thoughts about at church, about prayer and meditation and communication with God and building a relationship. And they sent me a really nice note, and there was just a phrase that just struck my heart. They said, "We appreciate your honesty. You speak a language that our souls understand." And I love that, because I think a lot of times we, as men, as husbands, as dads, have a difficulty in speaking the language that our kids and our wife can understand, because we tend to be short and abrupt and we just want to solve the problem. And I wonder if we would really step back and think and ponder about how we communicate to those who we love. How do they feel when we talk to them? How do they feel when we challenge them? How do they feel when we correct them? How do we feel when we just walk in the room in our very presence? Because I know a lot of times, us men, we can walk in and we can be demanding and gruff, and we got to get it done, instead of slowing down and taking time to really connect with those in our family. And I've been asking myself, do I know the language of love for each one of my kids? You know, how do I talk to Devin? How do I talk to Christian? How do I talk to Zane? How do I talk to Kaylani? How do I talk to Ashton? How do I talk to Cynthia? And it got me thinking about my interactions with them, how when I feel like we're in sync, what those communications look like. In fact, this morning when I was writing my book, my daughter Cynthia, who's always curious and always likes to push Dad's buttons, and honestly I like to push her buttons. That's kind of our language of love, the way that we talk to each other. We kind of tease and jive, but when it's serious, we know that we can talk to each other. She knows that she can talk to me. And so she grabs the book. She goes, "Can I read it?" I'm like, "Yeah, go ahead." And so she doesn't get very far before she's like, "I don't need this." I don't like reading out loud. That's fine. And she goes, "You should write a book about me." So I actually wrote a little one-page book about her. And I send it to the kids, and they're like, "Dad, that was savage." That was funny, right? But the point of me sharing that is, I know we've developed over years a communication style that allows us to connect, allows us a way to laugh and play and to joke with each other, but also creates a safe ground where when we need to talk, when we need to communicate, she knows that she can go, "Hey, Dad, can I talk to you?" And we sit down and we talk. And I have to make sure that I stay in the mode of listening to connect, staying in the mode of listening to understand, because a lot of times I get into the mode of listening to fix, to repair. In fact, my wife went off for a little weekend trip with their girlfriend. She's gone. And so this last week I've been wrestling with a flood in our basement. Well, we've been wrestling with the flood in our basement, been replacing windows and tearing down walls, and I've had the great help of Jeff Wadsworth and Reed Young kind of giving me some direction to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And so Judy, and I'm at a point where I really shouldn't be doing anything else, but everything in me wants to go in there and get it fixed. And so we bought some new chairs for our dining room, and they're not put together. And so I couldn't find the screws to put them together. I called my wife and said, "Hey, where's these screws?" She goes, "Hey, I wanted to do that with you." So I'm like, whoa, I got to slow down again. And sometimes I think we get in such a rush to fix things, to get things right, that we don't provide opportunities for others to do it with us. To work with us, to build with us. And sometimes we create our own isolation because we're not creating that environment that allows all of us to work together. So just really thinking about that, how are we communicating in a way that helps our kids feel loved? Do they feel like they can do something? Or do they feel like we're always rushing in because they're not doing it right and dad's going to take over anyway, so why should I even bother? Are we creating environments where they can work side by side with us and they can talk to us? My wife's always asking me, she's like, "Oh, you going to have one of the kids help you?" And it's easy to just go, "No, I got it." And admittedly, sometimes I do that. But I'm getting to the point now, especially with my busted shoulder, where I have to. And that's teaching me a whole different level of, all right, you know what? I got to step back and recognize when I need to allow other people to step in and help me. And to be humble enough to ask for that help. And dude, it's a learning process. But I think part of life is just learning and growing. I think a lot of times we think that we should have all the answers, and the reality of it is a lot of times you're facing challenges that you've never seen before. So you're not always going to have the answers. And so being humble enough to talk with your wife, with your kids, and hear what their insight and their inspiration, their ideas. It's amazing what they bring to the table when we create an environment where we can talk to each other's hearts and we can talk to each other's souls. And I found that the more that we do that to create that kind of environment, the more harmony there is in the home, the more desire there is to be with each other, to long to be together. And so I would invite you guys to really take a look at how you're showing up. How are you showing up in your demeanor? How are you showing up in your attitude? Are you dismissive? Are you condescending? Or do the attitude and the tone of your voice give people confidence, to inspire them to move forward, to instill in them a belief that they are great, that they deserve love, that they're worthy of love, that yeah, maybe they didn't do things exactly right, but you know what, that's okay, because it's all part of growing, it's all part of learning. So I just want to thank my very kind friends for sending me this very nice letter. Let me know that I touch their hearts and their souls, but also more importantly for the reminder that I need to be connecting and communicating in a way that connects with the hearts and souls of my children and my beautiful wife. So anyway, just a few thoughts. Maybe something resonates with you and helps inspire you to be a better husband, better father, to be a better man, because what I'm learning as I get older, that really the most important thing in life is, how do we love each other? How do we show up? Yeah, we need to learn and teach correct principles, blah, 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 all that stuff. But more importantly than anything, we need to make our kids and our beautiful wife feel like they are loved, like they are cherished, and that Dad got their back. See ya!